Hey, welcome back to One Thing for Certain. It's January 1st, so happy New Year to everybody out there. I hope everybody was safe last night and enjoyed yourself. Um, so this is the first video of the year, obviously. And if you noticed in the description, I said I wanted to make a major announcement about the channel. I want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Um, this probably is going to be the last video for a while. Now, you can still contact me through Instagram or TikTok. Now, let me add this here. I'm not deleting anybody off Facebook. I'm just deactivating the account for a while because, again, I just need a break. I got some things going on. I just feel like I need to take a break right now and work on me. And I'm sure some of y'all can understand. Sometimes you just need to sit back and work on yourself, work on situations that you're dealing with. So that's what I'm doing right now. So again, I just wanted to add that at the very beginning of this video so everybody would know what was going on. So, because last time I deactivated my Facebook account, I had people texting me saying, hey, why'd you unfriend me? I didn't unfriend anybody. I'm not unfriending anybody now. I can promise you, I got 775 friends. We all still cool. I just need to take a break for a minute. Now, with that being said, I really wasn't even going to make a video today. I received an email with a gift from a couple from Montgomery, Alabama. Normally, I give their name or their screen name. They asked me not to, which I'll respect that. But they gave me a gift. It was a gift card to Target. And it was an email card, which fine. Thank you very much. And they sent me an email explaining why they sent me the gift. Now, the reason that gift and that email, I'm not going to read the email, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm man enough to admit why I'm not going to read that email. It made me choke up. And if I read it again, I know I'm going to choke up. I just want to tell them that I appreciate their words. I'm glad I was able to help them. And I'll tell you the same thing I told them for anybody out there. Relationships are not easy. It takes a lot of hard work. Whether you're dating, engaged, married, doesn't matter. It takes a lot of hard work. It's not going to be peaches and cream every day. But what you need to do to each other is look each other in the face or look at that person and say, hey, am I willing to go through the storm with this person? Because that's what makes a relationship work. You got to be with somebody that's afraid to lose you just as much as you're afraid to lose them. And if that's the case, then you guys can work through whatever the situation was. And that's what I told that couple. When I'm not going to tell you what their situation was, because they asked me not to talk about that either. I never talked about it on a video, but one of the videos that I made kind of referred to their situation, and they looked at the video. So again, like I said, relationships are not easy. I'm happy this couple worked things out. I'm happy they still together. It's a good thing when couples can sit down, work out their issues, and stay together. So again, to that couple in Montgomery, Alabama, thank you very much for the present. Thank you very much for the email. It was very beautiful. And again, I would read it, but I kind of got choked up. So, with that out of the way, and I explained the channel situation out of the way, let's get to tonight's situation that was sent to me. So, as you know, last week, Christmas passed. I have a young lady who, on Christmas Day, in front of her family and friends when they were opening presents, she opened her present from her boyfriend, and it was an $18 t-shirt. An $18 Timberland t-shirt. Now, on the other side, she spent almost $400 on his Christmas present. She bought him, I think she said 3 things, if I'm not mistaken. Now, she feels some type of way about that, and she should. Now, I did ask, was it a money situation? Maybe he didn't have a lot of money. Maybe there was something else going on. She said no. She said there's no money situation going on with him. That's just what he thought was a good present. Now, first of all, let me tell you, I'm just going to be honest with you. You're kind of lucky, and I'm going to tell you why I say that. I've had 2 subscribers that have messaged me and said they didn't get anything for Christmas at all. And they're a couple. They're dating. The boyfriend just didn't get them anything. So, I get it. You got an $18 t-shirt, but sweetheart, at least you got something. They didn't get anything. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, how are you in a relationship and you don't get your significant other anything for Christmas unless you don't have any money? So again, I asked them, I messaged them back. Because I've been, had a couple hours on my hands, so I was responding to some messages on Instagram, and I asked myself again, was it a money issue? They said no, they just didn't get anything. That one blows my mind, but that's a subject for another day. But right now we're working on yours. First thing that bothers me is this. The day is January 1st. You had 6 days, and I get not questioning your boyfriend in front of family and friends. I get it. But when that house cleared out, or you guys left and went home, or on the way home, you should have asked, hey, that's all I got? And I'm not, let me say this. Let me go ahead and state this right now. I'm not an advocate of arguing about money. Unless it's something drastic. Unless you stole some money, unless somebody's at your house unemployed for months and not paying no bills, that's different. But I don't advocate breaking up over money, which is trivial stuff like $18 t-shirt. Now, you should be upset, but it does deserve a conversation. Because I know it's going to sound crazy, but a long time ago, I had a friend of mine, and hear me out. She sent this in, so she's gonna be watching. I want her to listen to this story I'm gonna tell. A long time ago, I had a friend of mine that was dating a young lady. This when I was living at Myrtle Beach at the time. His girlfriend's birthday came up. You know what he bought her for a birthday? Remember they used to make the bootleg CDs that they burn off the computer and then write on a Sharpie what the songs are? He put that in a little sleeve and bought her a birthday card, and that was her birthday present. That burnt CD cost him $5, and the card was like $3. Now, I worked with this guy, and I know he had the money, but she bought him for his birthday. I remember she bought him a pair of Timberland boots and a sweatshirt that matched. So I know she spent a good little piece of money on his birthday. Now, she got mad, rightfully so, but this guy, he didn't know any better. He really thought he was doing something. He thought it was special that he made a CD. He got a bootleg CD with some songs that she liked and gave her a card. And he thought that was good. Because a lot of the women that he had dated previously, that's how they got down. They were okay with anything. So what you need to do is ask him. Because in his mind, he might have thought he was doing good. And if you don't feel like he was doing good, say, look, babe, I appreciate the gift, but I spent almost $400 on you and you gave me an $18 t-shirt. Now, depending on how he comes back, what the answer is, if he just didn't care and he felt like, hey, that's another conversation for another day. But I'm not going to sit here and advocate breaking up over an $18 t-shirt. Now, is it wrong? Yeah, it is wrong. Because she told me they've been together almost a year. This is their first Christmas together. Brother, that is not how you started off. An $18 shirt is not how you start off a relationship you've been in almost a year. And she spent almost $400 on you. So again, I am curious, and I'm going to get on you a little bit, ma'am. You should have already had this conversation. Nothing burns me up than somebody that holds on to something. And I guarantee you and him don't walk past each other for the last 5 days and you ain't said a word about this shirt. Now, I appreciate you being a subscriber. I appreciate you reaching out to me, asking me what I think. But you should have already said something to this guy. Now, when I was married, let me tell you something. If my ex-wife had a problem with me, the minute I walked through that door, she used to be like, "We need to talk." She didn't let nothing fester. At least not till we got ready to get divorced, but that was different. But early in that marriage, yeah, she didn't have no problem telling me we need to talk. And you should have had this conversation because this is clearly bothering you, and it should. Because listen, and then I really can't say that because I was getting ready to say if my girlfriend gave me an $18 present, I'm gonna appreciate it regardless. Because at the end of the day, I don't think it's about it. You gave me something, and what's that? Everybody knows that old saying: "It's the thought that counts." It's the thought that counts. But I do think, and you can let him watch this video. I do think that this brother should have had put a little more thought into his Christmas present because an $18 T-shirt, that's something you can buy any day of the week. You can walk in the house on a Tuesday in the middle of March and say, "Hey, babe, I found this shirt. Thought you'd like it." That's not a Christmas present. An $18 T-shirt is not a Christmas present. That just sounds like you and the boys were out and you just grabbed a shirt and gave it to us as a Christmas present. So yeah, that's a conversation you need to have. And by all means, I know what I said at the beginning of the video about this is probably going to be the last one. But feel free to reach me on Instagram. That's fine. I'll answer you back. I don't have to make a video to respond. You guys do not know, but it's a lot of times I respond to situations without the video. Even when we weren't making videos, I was communicating with subscribers. It's a lot of topics that I have not discussed on this channel. Some of them are, I'm gonna be honest with you, some of them are a little too salty to talk about up here. And I don't know how YouTube's restrictions work on topics or whatever. So I kind of talk to them personally about that. And not to mention, I have some subscribers that are under the age of 18. So some of that stuff that you guys, some of the stuff that I get and I'm listening to them, it blows my mind because I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. But it brings me back to what I was saying about the couple from Alabama. Relationships are not easy. Believe me, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. And if you don't believe me, go talk to somebody that's been together 20, 30 years and ask. They will tell you. Because believe it or not, I know you guys come to me or send me questions and we discuss them on this channel and I talk, but it's people that I talk to, and I'm going to tell you, I guarantee you, your girlfriends, when you told them what he bought you for Christmas, this is what they said. "Girl, you need to leave him, girl. He ain't nothing." Ladies and gentlemen, stop taking relationship advice from people who have no clue how to be in a relationship. Okay? I had a friend one time that used to try to give me advice when I was married, and I said, "Hey man, stop." I said, "You got a different girl at your house every weekend, and you cheat on them. You can't tell me squat about being in a relationship. If I'm gonna get if I'm gonna get advice on a relationship from somebody, I'm gonna talk to somebody that's been married 30, 40 years that know what they're talking about." Same thing. I had a friend, a few years ago. I'm not gonna mention any names. But she came to me and she said, "Well, such and such told me this." I looked at her in the face. I said, "Stop taking relationship advice from her." I said, "That girl ain't been in a solid relationship in years. She's a bitter, single, angry woman." And you know what she was telling her? "Leave him, girl." And the situation they were dealing with didn't even require her leaving her boyfriend. But she was talking to her bitter, single, angry friend that said, "Hey, you should leave him." I said, "Stop listening to her." I said, "We all been friends for years. How many times you seen her come in here with a boyfriend?" I said, "She's a bitter person, and you taking a relationship advice from her." And some of y'all, ladies and gentlemen, stop taking relationship advice from people that have no clue. No clue. I say it again, no clue on how to be in a good relationship. Because just because somebody been in a relationship don't mean they can give you relationship advice. Now, I will say, A lot of the advice and a lot of the stuff I discuss is because I personally dealt with it. And I've seen the results of what I say or what has happened. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn by any means, but you would be surprised how many messages I get from people that say, you were exactly right. You were right. Because I've been there. And some of those experiences have not always been good. I've not been the perfect boyfriend. I ain't never been the perfect husband. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. It happens. Okay? But I can get up here and I can give advice and I can tell you, this is what I've seen and this is what I know has happened. Now, sometimes it's happened to me, sometimes it's happened to somebody that I know personally, but I've seen it. So it's not like, that person last week that's saying I had a gift. No, it's not that I have a gift. It's just I've experienced a lot of this stuff and I know how it plays out. Like the guy I told last time about the door closing on him. That girlfriend and him sat down and they said the same thing. They said, yeah, he's right. And I know I'm right because I've seen it happen before. When you think you're going to go back to this person and then that door is closed and that door ain't opening back up. So don't blow your opportunity to sit down and work this out. And that's exactly what they did. And speaking of that, I want to end this video by saying this. Oh, real quick. So, young lady, go and talk to him about why he gave you an $18 gift. Express your frustration with it and see what he says and then message me back. But the couple from last week, let me tell you something. A lot of y'all clearly didn't watch that video because y'all kept saying, oh, he's insecure. I never once said that he did not want her to have friends, male friends on Facebook. He didn't like the fact that his girlfriend met a guy in the mall. In a week's time, they're in each other's inbox and heart and pictures. There's a difference between insecurity and disrespect. Let me say that again. There's a difference between insecurity and disrespect. I had about 4 or 5 people messaging me talking about he's insecure. No, he's not. Because let me tell you something. If you out with your husband or your boyfriend and a girl walks up and they start talking and she gives your man her phone number, is that a problem with you? And if y'all sit here and tell me no, I'll be okay with it, you lying. And nowadays, friending somebody on Facebook is no different than giving out the phone number because you can communicate with them on Facebook just as easy as you can on the phone number. And y'all saying this man was insecure. No, that's disrespectful to meet some guy in the mall. And if you want to be friends on Facebook, fine. But why are y'all already messaging each other? So y'all didn't watch the whole video. He never said he had a problem with her having male friends on Facebook. That's not what he said. He said he had a problem with her meeting this guy, and in a week's time, they're already in each other's inbox. That's what he said. And it brings me back to my next question again. If you and your man out in the mall shopping, and he strikes up a conversation with a girl, and she gives him her phone number, you're going to have an attitude. So again, there's a difference between disrespect and insecurity. And I think getting somebody's phone, getting somebody in somebody's inbox, heart photos after 1 week, I think that's a little disrespectful. It's not insecure. So I just wanted to address that because you do not believe how many. Now, it was a lot of people that agree with me because they did say it was disrespectful what she did. But there was a handful of y'all saying, oh, he just insecure. You didn't watch the whole video then. Because again, he never said at all that he had a problem with her having male friends. He had a problem with her meeting this guy, and in 1 week, they already messing each other. They don't know each other. So please, when y'all watch these videos, watch them all the way and listen to the context. So with that being said, 2025 was an interesting year for me. I don't know how 2026 is going to go. It ain't starting off the best. I will say that. And again, I don't want nobody texting me, asking me what's wrong, because I'm not discussing that. That's just how I am. But I'm hoping 2026 will be better. I really do. I'm looking forward to cruising with my friends this summer. That's going to help. A cruise always helps, though. Let's be honest. But I am looking forward to that. That's one thing I thought about today, and I kind of smiled because I'm looking forward to that. But at the end of the day, I really hope you guys have a great 2026. And again, I won't be on Facebook, but you can message me on Instagram or TikTok because I'm going to still be up there. I'll still be posting some quick videos on TikTok. Because people have asked me to. I just haven't really done it. But at the end of the day, sometimes, like I said, you need a break and you gotta figure things out with yourself. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not saying the channel's going away. It's just I got some things I need to work on with myself and figure things out. Um, but you guys, again, you can reach out to me. You know how to reach me. I will answer whatever y'all want me to answer. It's like I said, just because I don't put it on the video does not mean I haven't discussed it with people. But right now, I just kind of need to take a step back and work on some things. I love you guys. I really do. I got the, you subscribers are amazing. Um, it's like having a big family almost. But I appreciate you guys sticking with us. And I know we didn't put out a lot of videos toward the end of this year, but from June on down. But I don't know how 2026 is gonna go with the channel. I'll get it figured out. Hopefully, but you guys can always reach out to me. Like I said, I appreciate you guys more than you know. I appreciate your words. I appreciate the fact that I've helped so many people. It really, you'll be surprised. It's good to know sometimes that you helped a couple out there, whether it's in Alabama, Michigan, that they messaged me and said, thanks for what you said. You were right. Because I try. And again, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. But I try. And I understand a lot of things that people might not think that I do understand, but I do. So I just wanted to end this video with that. And again, I wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. Reach out if you need anything. And just know, like I said, I love you guys. And until next time or whenever this next video pops up, peace.